Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, I'm here, not dead in a ditch anywhere. Just, it's so rainy, sleety, sloppy, snowy that I wasn't overly motivated to get up this morning. But here we are, I had a couple of comments of, where are you? Good morning, Abigail. Welcome, welcome. So as you start popping on, my guess is the message will get sent. Yeah, she ain't dead in the ditch. She's here. She's just running behind. So let me grab a drink here. I didn't even read today's card yet. I pulled it, but I didn't read it. Good morning, good morning. There's Joniel. Good morning. Yep. I'm in one piece, just not wanting to get up when it's this kind of yucko weather. And I have to go out twice today. This is one thing when you stay home. Good morning, Nancy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think this is the latest I've been in ages, but periodically I'm like 5 minutes late. But yeah, this was a chunk. But had to do the do, and of course it does its own thing anyway. So what are you going to do? We have a new card deck today. Good morning, Mel. Welcome, welcome. Glad you are here. And this card, this message fits in so well. First thing I did when I got up, as I'm sure most of you know about me, had to check and see who won the Wisconsin Supreme Court race. Big sigh of relief. Big sigh of relief. Elon Musk did not win the Wisconsin Supreme Court race. So there you are. Yes. So, and that to me, it won't for everybody. I absolutely understand that. But for me, oh, thank you, Catherine. For me, it's a little ray of light in the darkness. It's a little ray of light in the darkness. It's the people of Wisconsin saying, we don't want to continue to lose things that we worked so hard to gain over the course of years. We're tired of having stuff stripped away. So, the Wisconsinites have spoken. Wahoo. I actually was kind of concerned because one of the readers that I listened to had made the comment that in the Wisconsin Supreme Court race, Susan Crawford should win. And then there was kind of silence, alluding to the same kind of thing that happened with the national election might happen with this local election. But it did not. So we're golden. Moving forward. And as I can't remember where I saw it, but it appears they're 10-year terms on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. And it appears that like every year for the next however many years, there's going to be someone up for renewal or being done. So it's going to be dicey for a while, but at least in this moment, there's a ray of light. So, speaking of rays of light, Colette Baron Reed, the Spirit Animal deck. Look at that drawing. Isn't that awesome? And let me see if I can find illustrations by Gina Della Grataglia. Good Italian name, right? Yeah. So, let's take a few breaths. Just settle into this moment. Open ourselves to receiving this message. This message to me is so spot on for right here, right now. Why would it not be, right? So let me grab a drink quick. It's just light enough I can tell it's really gloomy out there. So I'm thinking it's not done precipitating on us. We shall see. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. The Floridians. I haven't gone and looked to see how that turned out. But in through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. So our beautiful card for today. The first one we're drawing out of this deck for our group. Oh, and I want to show you the back. Look at the beautiful sacred geometry, the lovely mandala on the back of these cards. Front of the card, we get a giraffe. Giraffe spirit. See the big picture. See the big picture. And I've talked about that concept of you have the turtle down in the grass who has one vision. You have the giraffe with the head popped up over the grasses and into the trees who has another vision, right? And look at those eyes. Love those eyes. So let's see what Giraffe Spirit has to tell us. That's card 29. And as again, I haven't had a chance to read ahead of time, so probably whatever comes out of my mouth is what Spirit thinks needs to come out of my mouth, because I haven't read it yet. Giraffe Spirit, see the big picture. The Oracle message. Giraffes stretch upward to reach the treetops and look down from a high vantage point. When Giraffe Spirit appears, it is a sign to observe from a higher view. How about a 5D view? Does that sound like a high enough level to observe from at this point? In all aspects of your life, it's time to stretch your neck out and broaden your view. Open your eyes to what others need or are experiencing and see the big picture you fit into. One of the things that I gleaned from the Hay House things the end of the week was always look at whatever's going on as happening for us instead of to us. And so when you step back and you say, what might we be needing to learn from this? Even if it's in your perception, a negative event, what might we be needing to learn from this? Excuse me. No matter how great your wisdom, knowledge, or experience, you don't want to overlook details and connections that will help you better understand yourself and your circumstances. So stretch yourself. There was another person, one of the speakers on the program, who talked about that. Basically said, if you are uncomfortable, you're out on your growth edges. You're doing what you need to be doing. Allow yourself to feel the discomfort and do it anyway. Think about the things that we do. When we exercise, our muscles are uncomfortable. It's for that forward movement, right? When we take a new job and we get there the first day, we're uncomfortable, but it's in the service of moving forward. When we literally, ladies, give birth, it is uncomfortable, but it's in the service of something wonderful. So this card, let me show you again, Giraffe, is calling us to step into the discomfort and see the bigger picture, move beyond our little myopic view of things. One of the speakers also talked about that with regard to a relationship to spirituality. Good morning, Morgan. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. We have Giraffe. See the bigger picture. So, now where was I going? I was talking about, it was Radley Valentine, I think. And his gist basically was, we box God up. I mean, I have a God jar, but that's for a whole different purpose, right? What we do, what we've done over millennia, is take this expansive, unlimited God energy and make it be male, make it be human, make it be punitive. No, 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 no. Let God out of the box. Let God out of the box, right? Expansive, never-ending, ineffable. We can't even explain or describe. It's like the blind men touching the elephant. We get our little section of God that we believe we understand, but there's so much more. There's such vastness. And that does make people uncomfortable. Nope, I want my nice little God stuffed in the box that I can feel comfortable with. No, 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 no. Expand, expand. That's what we're being called to as we are doing this massive awakening from 3D to 5D. We are being called to not know, not understand, proceed anyway. Proceed anyway. All right? So let me find where we were. Yes. Look beyond what catches your attention at eye level. And know that not everything is as obvious as you might like it to be. And also, many of us are awakening extra senses, senses that we've had since childhood, but oftentimes got talked out of. I see Grandma in the corner. No, you don't. Grandma's dead. Oh, no. Grandma's in the corner. So opening those back up, When you have that sense of knowing in your gut, trust it. When you're hearing ringing in your ears, trust it. When you see a sign of some kind, a feather, an eagle, whatever your signs are, trust it. Trust it and proceed. Proceed. Yeah, I've got a book that's forming in my mind. We'll see how this turns out. Look beyond what catches your attention at eye level and know that not everything is as obvious as you might like it to be. Spirit will bestow upon you a new perspective that might make all the difference. So you can even ask for that. You can call, show me a new perspective. If I'm running a little bit off course here, if I'm putting on the blinders, show me a new perspective. Okay? Protection message. Are you sticking your neck out too far, reaching too high, instead of looking around? So this would be if the card is inverted. In this case, it was not inverted. But I like reading the other message anyway because there may be some value for some of us. Reaching too high instead of looking around you to see conditions on the ground. So if you're building your fortress and you've built it on sand, that isn't going to serve you real well. So you want the entire thing to be well thought out and responsive to the messages you're getting at the time. Where am I being guided next? What's my next footstep? Not 12 steps ahead, but what's my next footstep? Your devotion to co-creating something new is admirable, but Giraffe Spirit is showing up to remind you that you have to look at the whole picture, not just those tasty leaves at the top of the tree. Perspective is necessary now. So what pops into my head? What were the tasty leaves at the top of the tree in terms of this Supreme Court race in Wisconsin? Elon handing out money. And I know two people. There were two people who got $1 million each. There were, I don't know how many, that got $100 each. And I know two people who got $100 each. And both said it was easy money. I'm not voting that way, but it was easy money. And I'm like, I wouldn't even want to touch that money. But to each their own. To each their own, right? We're all walking this path our own way. But again, that idea that all that glitters is not gold. It may be shiny and look good, but what's attached to it? Perspective is necessary now, and that means checking in with what is going on around you and at your feet, but also above you. There are those people who walk around just looking at their feet, and they never look up. Get the big picture. Or perhaps you are ruminating over the worries of the world instead of paying attention to what you can do right now, where you are, to bring about the changes you would like to see. So rather than hand-wringing, ain't it terrible, horrible, awful, what can I do right here, right now that will have an influence on what I want to see happen in this world? So if I want to see people who are in disadvantaged positions lifted up, how will I lift people in disadvantaged positions up? A bunch of the groups that I sit in on their meetings, etc., service groups, 501c3s, etc., they're all talking about, okay, if we can't count on the national government to help us do our good work, how are we going to fund our good work? Not, we can't. How are we going to? This is a bump in the road. How are we going to accomplish what we're here to accomplish anyway? There was a cool little guided imagery that one of the speakers did that was designed to help you see that obstacles do not prevent you from getting where you go. It's your thoughts about those obstacles that prevent you from getting where you go. And so she had us all close our eyes. Let's just do it. What the heck? And then I'll finish this up. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to think about an obstacle. I'm going to put that in quotes that you currently experience. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the whatever. All right? to accomplish this thing I want to accomplish. Imagine that. Imagine it as an obstacle. Imagine it as a boulder on your path. All right? So I want you to then walk up to that boulder. But beyond it, you can see the mountains and the sea and all the things, right? The beautiful landscape that lies beyond this boulder that's in your way. So now I want you to breathe in. And imagine that you sail up over it. Breathe out. I want you to breathe in. Imagine that you dissipate your way around it. Breathe out. Breathe in. Imagine that you tunnel underneath it. Breathe out. And on the other side of that boulder, you reconstitute into yourself and you keep going. And you go all along that path. And you're feeling the breeze on your face and you're smelling the ocean. And you keep walking. You keep going. Maybe you're flying. You can fly. This is your imagery, right? You get to decide. But it's over those mountains, over the hills, the foothills, down through the foothills on the other side, straight to that body of water where you settle in on the beach and you listen to the sounds of the waves. And if you decide you want to be on the water, you can walk on the water. There'll be a little boat that shows up for you. Maybe you just find yourself on a boat. Good morning, Catherine. Welcome, welcome. However you want to perceive of it, you've made it past the boulder. The boulder is just in your mind. And then it manifests in your world. Good morning, Ange. Glad you're here. It manifests in your world because it's what you're thinking about. You literally have co-created that boulder with spirit, because spirit is hearing what you're saying. This thing is in my way. I can't get past it. And spirit goes, all right, yes, this thing is in your way. You can't get past it. Try again. I have every ability to circumnavigate this boulder. However I need to get over, around, through, whatever, I can do this. Believe that. Take the steps in that direction. Allow the universe to go, oh, now she wants to be around the boulder. Cool, let's make that happen. It sounds simple, I know, but this is about overcoming our limited thinking. And that can take practice, effort, willingness, some time, etc. Really, it is as easy, good morning, Beth, as snapping your fingers and changing your thought process. But because we're human beings and because we're of denser material, sometimes it takes a bit. Make it a mantra. I am past this boulder. I am past this boulder. I am past this boulder. I'm past this boulder and now what do I see? I'm past this boulder and I keep going. For however long. Yes, exactly. Yay for Wisconsin. We spoke. We said what we wanted. There it is. All right, so let's keep going here. Align with your highest good and know that while perspective is important, transformation begins where you are. Mic drop. Someone please put that in the feed. Transformation begins where you are. In this moment, not a step ahead. In this moment is where transformation happens. Yes, 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 yes. Say yes to your transformation in this moment. For those of you who've never read A Year of Yes, Shonda Rhimes, great book, great book. The gist is, on Thanksgiving Day, she said no to something, and her sister, who was cooking Thanksgiving dinner, muttered under her breath, "You never say yes to anything." And that caught her attention, and so she decided for an entire year she was going to say yes to everybody who asked for something of her. Thank you, Abigail. I greatly appreciate that. And how that impacted her life. Great read. Great read. Do not get so far up in the clouds thinking about all the big problems that you lose perspective and forget to do your part, however small it may be, to start enacting change. A vote, perhaps? For transformation begins with you. Transformation begins with you. See the big picture. See the big picture. So, what comes to your mind with this? What are your thoughts about this? Do you immediately go to yeah, but, or what if? Or are you like, yeah, Hell yeah, I can do this. I can do this. One of the things that's dawning on me, having done this Hay House event and now buying their year program, which was $199 for those who attended the event. It's $249 regularly. But think about that. That's less than $1 a day to get steeped in this kind of energy. Thank you, Abigail. I appreciate that. We need to be steeped in this kind of energy. My hope is that I'm one of the people that steeps you in this kind of energy. We need to have hope. We need to have faith. We need to have trust. We need to be listening. We need to allow the silence so we can hear that still inner voice. We need to take the next step that shows up on our path. And all will be well. It will be well. I know that's hard to believe when there's some of the shit going down that's going down, but all will be well. We get to choose how we proceed, right? So, love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this one? What are your ideas? What are you going to take with you from Giraffe? See the big picture. So, again, apologies for being late today. I just couldn't get my sorry butt out of bed in this rainy, yucky, sleety, snowy, weather, but I'm up, I'm rolling. Hope you are too. All will be well. Yes, yes, yes. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.